Okay, so this one is going to be it's Mr. Clean. Like political correctness really bothers me, right? And so you got to define what it is. But I think the easiest way to define what it is, a lot of times, is give an example. And I said I wasn't going to talk about the N word. I'm going to talk about the N word. And the N word is nigger, nigger. Like, and I'm not a racist. I don't go around calling people niggers. And I don't even know, like, I know a couple of black people. Some are good, some are bad, I don't know. But I know I wouldn't call people that. I just don't. So it's not about me being able to say that. It's not about me not being able to say it. It's about somebody's telling me what I can and can't say. And saying's one thing, also thinking is another. And that's the bigger thing. Like telling me what I can think, what is right and what is wrong. You know, we have Constitution, we have Bill of Rights, we have rights. And as far as I know, freedom of thought is a right. Freedom of expression is a right. Not it wasn't meant so that you can go call people niggers, but it was meant so that you have the right to think whatever you want. Basically, say whatever you want. And we got like laws against libel and slander. You can't just say anything you want. But the thing that gets me is there's a whole bunch of things. And let's talk about this nigger thing. I don't have to say that word, but like, um, like, what are we referring to too? I think like I'm take some history, but didn't really take a lot of history in this. But I think nigger is that was what they called slaves in the American South. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's what most people think. And so there was a slave trade, as far as I know. Don't know all the details, but it's been going on for hundreds of years. And spoiler alert, like slavery has been going on forever. Look through history, idiots. There's been slaves. Everybody's had slaves, and actually, the American slaves, the ones that worked on plantations, they probably had it pretty good. Because basically, a lot of times, what happened is, in a war, all the men were dead. The ones that weren't dead, they became slaves, and then their women and children, they probably just killed them because they couldn't work for you, or they'd work you to death, basically, and then you're dead. It's kind of a short slavery. No one was buying you with contracts like they did in the South, because these were people's property, and they used them for labor on their plantations, right? Because it was a business, it was an industry, and it was organized, and it wasn't just America that was in on it either, because it was like a triangle or something, and it was like slaves in Africa, they take them to the Caribbean for sugar cane or something, and then they made it into rum, and it all went around. Like you had these boats, ships, they're traveling the ocean. You got to make money doing that. Like you can't. We're not out here for a joyride because it's a hard thing to do, and you need a cargo or goods and commodities on every. You filled that boat up with whatever you wanted, whatever you were hauling at that leg of the journey, right? And they used to pack them in, like they had diagrams where they were packed in, like, so how many slaves can we get on this boat? Not like I'd like to get 100. No, how many can we get on here? It was an industry, and it wasn't just in the United States. And I think the states were the last ones to actually not abolish it. But it's kind of like, know your history. And anyway, like it ended after the Civil War, right? You got Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, and he goes, you know what? The South, slavery is abolished. I say that, I'm the president. It was an act of whatever. I think it was law, and maybe it wasn't. I think it was, but the South, they already succeeded. They're going, you're not my president. But when the war was over, yeah, it was law now. And those people, those slaves that were property, they're no longer property, and they can go wherever they want. And that was, but you can say, well, they're illiterate, and where are they going to go and stuff? They don't have any money or anything, but they were free to do whatever they wanted. They're Americans. That was like 1860s. So there's probably been, if you define a generation as 20 years, it's been like, 7 or 8 generations. Like if you're great, 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 these people don't even know who their grandparents are. I'm not saying all of them do, but like, are you descendants of slaves? Maybe, maybe not. Do you know your history? I don't know my history that far. Don't really expect them to, but don't assume that you are. And so these people that say you can't say that word anymore, like, do they even know really what it was? I don't think so. But so political correctness, the way I see it, there's two sides to it. There's the people who are fostering it, like whoever came up with the N word, because N word all of a sudden was a thing, and that didn't just come out of thin air. Someone created it, and who was that? And then what? Why did they do that? And then you have the sheep. You got the bully and the sheep. You have people who just follow blindly along because basically they're saying, I'm suppressing your freedom of thought and expression, and kind of people. Some people are like, I don't care, sort of. I don't know. They don't really think about it. It seems like they just go along. Why do they do that? I don't know. Some of it is because I think you give them the benefit of the doubt. People go, I find that word offensive too, and I'm not going to say it anymore. I'm going to use the N word. Okay, that's fine. But a lot of people, it's kind of like they don't really know. They don't know what slavery was, and they don't mind that people are telling them what to do. They just go along because it seems politically correct. Everyone else is doing it, I'll do it. No, I don't like that, and so that's why I'm against it. Um, but like the bullies, like who came up with that N word? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I kind of think like the people you see it in a lot of. I don't really follow rap, but now I'm on YouTube and I see it, and these people are kind of like, I don't know, they say it, but we can't say it, and I don't think they know their history. Basically, if you're unhappy because you're a Negro in America and you felt like you've been kept down, well, rise up. Well, I mean, they did. They had the movement, but I mean, if you're just a person and you're not happy with your situation, don't blame slavery because that's a long time ago. This is America. You can do whatever the hell you want. You don't like your situation in the world? Rise above it. The Irish did. People didn't like the Irish when they first came to the United States. The Irish, it took them like 3 generations, and they were fucking running the show. They're running the show in so many places. They rise above it. They don't bitch. They get in the back rooms. Actually, they're the guys organizing the other guys, and they've done well for themselves. Anywhere in the world, they've done well for themselves. They run the show. They don't bitch. They just fucking figure it out. And like, well, they bitch. Come on. But everyone bitches. But it's like one thing to bitch, another thing to fucking find a solution. And the sheep. I hate the fucking sheep. I hate the ones that just go along. Why do they do that? I don't know. Because they don't think. It's the easy thing to do. And they don't want to rock the boat. They're cowards, basically, a lot of them. It might be a little harsh, but sometimes they are. They're cowards. And they're lazy. They don't want to think. They want someone else to think for them. And they don't consider the consequences of their actions either. It's kind of like, I don't really care. That's what I don't like. And it kind of bothers me. It doesn't keep me up at night, but it bothers me. And I've thought about this a lot. Like, I haven't thought about my little rant here, but I've thought about it. That's why, like, I don't have to write this down. I don't really care what I say. I've already thought about it. And I may be wrong. I don't know. I don't think I am. Not on this specifically, but it's kind of complicated, but you have to define the argument and stuff. But anyway, so this is, I don't know. So I don't like political correctness, and I'm gonna create a separate playlist for this. And I don't think I'm gonna put, like, I've already put on my site on the front page or whatever that this isn't for children, because I do swear sometimes. But you don't want your kids to swear. Well, they're gonna swear eventually. Like, I would teach them when it is appropriate to swear. But don't do it in front of the grandparents or something. Like, don't do it in front of a cocktail party. Like, Mom, where's my fucking T-shirt? Like, don't do that. Like, you just have to teach them common sense. If they're gonna swear, if you don't like it, you can just say no swearing in the house. I don't care what you do outside, but you are representing me, our family. So don't be an asshole. Want to swear with your friends? Go ahead. So I don't think I'm gonna put like there's a parental guide thing on it. I don't think I'm gonna do that because kids are gonna get to see stuff anyway, and whatever. As long as they can think for themselves, and that's what this whole thing is about, then I don't think it's an issue. Because if you give kids a million rules, I don't have kids, so I don't really talk. But when I was a kid, if you uh, if you give kids a bunch of rules, but you don't teach them to think for themselves, like eventually they're gonna run out. They're gonna come into a situation where they have to think for themselves, and it's kind of like, well, what rule is this? What rule is that? Teach them how to think for themselves. And you don't have to have a million rules. You just have the golden rule. I don't like this beer too much. It doesn't kind of. It's not alcoholic. Alcohol doesn't has no taste, so I don't like it. It's okay. I bought a whole case of it. Fucking flat of it from Costco. I don't know. Anyway,